Today on our 2016 Chevrolet Equinox, we're going to be taking a look at and installing the Roadmaster Battery Charge Line kit for towed vehicles, part number RM-156-25. One reason you may need this kit is if you plan on using a portable braking system in your towed vehicle, because those will draw power and they need some sort of power source, and that way if that's drawing power, you won't need to worry about your battery being drained because you've got a charge wire on here to make sure that your battery stays at full power. So here's what it's going to look like once it's installed on the vehicle. We've got the charge wire running to that very center pin on our 6-round connector here, to the circuit breaker underneath the hood, and then it goes out the other side of the circuit breaker and routes towards the jump post for the battery. And then underneath this fuse box here at the jump post, you can see that it's got a ring terminal that connects it there in order to give power to the battery when this vehicle's in tow mode. So now with the vehicle hooked up to the motorhome, even with our ring terminal disconnected from the jump start terminal there, if we test it for power, you can see we've got power coming through there even when it's not. So you know that this is going to have power to help charge the vehicle when it's being towed. This kit does come with some split wire loom that is the same length as the wire provided in the kit, but we weren't able to use it on this one just because of how the wiring was routed. And now let's show you how to install this charge wire kit. So I started out by using a fish wire to route the wire that will come down here to our 6-round connector, and they'll plug into the back of it there. And I routed it up along the inside here to where it comes up behind this headlight and comes out right here. So now what I'll do is remove this plastic covering that comes all the way up along here. And in order to do that, it's just got some push pin fasteners. So you can use a trim panel tool if you have one, or if you don't, you can also use a flathead screwdriver for this. It works just fine. You want to get the center of it popped out there, and then the body of it should come right out. And on this plastic cover, there's going to be 4 of these push pin fasteners. And the last one's going to be up here by the strut tower. So once you've got those push pin fasteners out, it's got this weather stripping here, and it just clips onto the edge of it here. It's got that little hook, a little hole in the end of it there, and you just need to unclip it. And then you can work your way down the side here, and it's got a couple clips that hold it in place. So now what I'm going to do is take our 15 amp circuit breaker, and I'm going to install that right down in here. So I'm going to take the 2 self-tapping screws that come in the kit, so now what I can do is take my wire, pull it up so I got about the right length. I'm going to give myself just a little bit extra, and I'll clip the wire there. Then I'll strip the end of this wire back and install it into one of the smaller blue ring terminals that comes with the kit. Then I'll crimp that down. And when you crimp that down, you want to make sure that it's a nice secure connection. It's not going to come out there. Slide it onto that copper post there. Then take one of the nuts that came on the circuit breaker, reinstall it, and then I'll grab a 3/8 socket in order to tighten that down. Then with the excess wire, I'll strip another end back here and install the other small blue ring terminal onto the end of that. Then that one I can install onto the silver post and install the nut. So then with that red wire coming off the silver post, I routed that down here and around our coolant reservoir towards our fuse box here. So now I'm going to take this fuse box off, and there's just a couple pinch tabs on either side in order to pull that off. So now what I'm going to do is use this little bit larger blue ring terminal and connect it onto the end of my wire here, and I'm going to put it to where it's on the underside of this jump post here, this positive jump post. So in order to do that, I need to remove that jump post. It's a 10mm socket. Put it on the top of it there, and it'll thread off of there. So then I can take this wire with about the length I'll need. I can install my larger blue ring terminal. So with that on there securely, I can slide that down onto the post there and thread it back on. So now we can reinstall our fuse box cover, and we can also reinstall our plastic paneling over here on the side. So now what we need to do is we need to take our 6-round connector off so that we can install our charge wire into the back of it. We'll take 5/16 socket to take our self-tapping screws back out. Then we can pull this out so we've got some room to work. The first thing I'm going to do is pull that dust cover off. I'm going to take the red charge wire and feed it through that dust cover. Now what I'll do is I'll strip the end of that off. Then this charge wire will be going into that very center location that sticks out. So I'll loosen the screw for that one. Slide the charge wire in there. Then tighten that screw back down to make sure that charge wire is nice and secure. So I'll slide the dust cover back on there. Then I can reinstall my 6-round connector to the mounting locations. And that's going to complete our look at and installation of the Roadmaster Battery Charge Line kit for towed vehicles, part number RM-156-25 on our 2016 Chevrolet Equinox.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at eTrailer.com.